And so I want to bring that right there. Like, I didn't know where that would go. I put just enough out there for him to take his brain where it needed to go with that. And that's a lot of, so I'm going to cut it in there so we can kind of go to everybody. But what did y'all think about how I just kind of navigated? How was that really much different than talk therapy, but adding in a character?
I like how much you learn about a person through what they're passionate about. It
Mm-hmm.
just is so easy to talk about. It's so easy to talk.
And that's it. Sometimes if you can just get, because it's scary to talk about ourselves. And I might not always do so directly. Like I was asking him and having him tie back, but I knew he could do that. Some of my teenage clients are kids that, and I have adults that aren't there yet. We just simply focus on their character. And I just let them talk about their affinity because it's scary to talk about me, but I can talk about that show I watched. I can talk about that character. And they get really passionate about that. You do that for a while and connect with them on that. Then you can either help them to connect or you begin learning how to set up the space for them to connect. You know, and you, even leading questions of if they start in on the story, like, man, did you see that show the other night? Man, what did you wish they would have done? How do you wish that would have ended? Where do you hope that will go? They're giving you insight in their hopes and wishes and wants.
Do you relay this information to the parents? So like for example, let's say Elijah was a teenager and he described Nightcaller as a character, right? And the parents are having a hard time connecting with the student or their child, right? Would you convey to the parents like, hey, you might want to be interested in looking at Nightcaller, right? As a way for them to connect with their child in a different way of grasping the realities of how they're perceiving the world. Would you actually involve the parents in this process of the geek therapy or we'll say play therapy?
I don't ever give the pieces of what the kids have told me, but I encourage them. You need to, and I actually, most parents, I tell them, I want you to find, and this is where I have to start because all parents are telling me, I don't have time to sit down with my kid. Really, this is part of the problem. So I say, give me 5 minutes a day. Just give me 5 minutes. You pick out that you can get down with your kid to teenager. Ask them about what they like. Don't ask them about school. Don't get on to them because they didn't do their chores. This is all about what excited them today. What did they like? If I can get them started there, just connecting. Usually, I have to tell them, "Can you do it right at bedtime?" I try to come up the car ride. Usually, a car ride can be anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes, depending on where you're at. Talk to them in the car. You know, sometimes that's easier because they don't have to do the eye to eye because that can be intimidating. Just don't talk, especially if you get a teenager talking and you don't have to look at them. They'll talk a lot more. So I have to start there, and I just tell them start asking. I have to plant that seed of just getting to connect first, and then the next step, yes, would be, you know, what have you found out about what your kid likes? And if they still haven't figured anything out, you know, I'll tell them, well, what's in their room? Yeah, sometimes you have to really directly guide them to it. I don't ever want to just plant, it's Nightcrawler, go look. Because if you think about anything we've had to learn how to do, if you were told what to do, it didn't stick as well as when you figured it out. And so I continuously try to guide them without just putting it in their lap. Because I think the more with the kid is also going to know the difference between, oh, I heard you like Nightcrawler, or so I noticed the poster on your wall with X-Men and that. What is that about? And then that opens the kid can talk. And then the kid recognizes that the parent is seeking and is really wanting to find out about it versus, hey, I heard you like this. There's a difference in, and that's, if you think about it, going back to those, that process of geek therapy, asking, connecting, listening, curiosity, those are all those same components because it's a relationship. And so I have to teach the parent that part. Ask them about it, listen, be curious, all those pieces. Now, they're not going to connect as far as therapy. They're going to connect just as human beings.